If you are a brand new real estate agent or even seasoned and you are thinking, where exactly is my next lead gonna come from? Don't worry, I got you. In this video, we're gonna be talking about the top 5 lead sources of how you can start generating leads today in 2021.
What's up, Dream Builder? Are you someone who's interested in creating a life by your design through all things real estate? Well, I can assure you, you are in the right place. Join me, your host, Casanova. I'm an award-winning real estate agent and investor as we uncover the top tips, strategies, and the mindset of the top real estate entrepreneurs across the world. Stay locked in because we're about to go on a journey that will change your life.
Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to talk about if you are a real estate agent or broker, how exactly do you generate leads? Now, I'm sure if you've already passed your test, or even if you're in the process of taking your test and you're learning all of the real estate curriculum, you know that they do not teach you how to market yourself, they do not teach you how to build relationships, and they technically don't even teach you how to sell houses, which I know is absolutely crazy, but we're going to make sure that you are someone that when you hit the ground, you hit it running. Right? So I'll tell you, if you don't know about me, when I first got into the business, I was brand new. I was just coming from my most trying time in my life, probably at least one of the most trying times. And so what do I mean by that? I had just lost my mom, my job, and my home all within a matter of 2.5 to 3 weeks. And so it was a trying time for me. And more importantly, my wife was now supporting me, not only emotionally, but financially. And I just gotten my real estate license about 3.5 months prior, but I was doing nothing with it. So as you can imagine, I really had to hit the ground running and really fast because I had to change around everything. And so knowing what I know now, if I had to do it a little bit differently, people always ask, like, one, where am I getting my leads? And two, if I had to do them all over again, where would I get those leads? And so that's what we're going to cover today. For you, I would say make sure that first off, you're not being a secretive agent. And the reason why I say that is because for a lot of people, you know, they get into the real estate industry, but they don't let anybody else know that they're in the industry. They're like, I got my real estate license, right? There's only 2 reasons that any business goes out of business. And you, if you are a real estate entrepreneur, whether you're on the investor side or even if you're an agent or broker, which we're talking about today, there's only 2 reasons why you won't last. Number 1 is people don't know that you're in business. You're a secretive agent. You can't be a secretive agent because if we don't know about you, we can't do business with you. Right? Or number 2 is people forgot that you were in business, right? So you have to do your job to always make sure that you're day trading attention. They say that attention is the new currency, which we all know. When we think about social media every single day, what are we doing? We're putting our eyeballs on somebody else, whether they're entertaining, whether they're informative, or whether they're just educational or inspiring, whatever it might be, we're putting our eyeballs on them. So for you, you have to reverse engineer and you got to say, what am I? Maybe you say, I'm not very funny, which that's okay. But at the same time, you probably have some information that the public will want to know. So you're like, okay, well, what do I know? Well, think about what are the top 5 things to do this weekend in your hometown? If you were buying a home today, what are the 3 things that you would do to make sure that you got your loan approved, knowing what you know, right? So those are just a couple of the things that I think in the beginning, you have to be focusing on brand awareness. You have to be focusing on making sure that the attention is on you. Now, let's get right into it. Number 1, what's the first way that I would try to go get leads today? Well, number 1 is I would find a lender. And the reason why I would find a lender, and not just any lender, 1, I would find a lender who is lead generating already, but more importantly, I would probably find a lender that's at a bank. And the reason being is because for a lot of these lenders that are at banks, there's federal grants, especially at the beginning of the year, which is right now, this time of the year. By March 1st, there's going to be a ton of banks that have federal grants for first-time home buyers to try to re-stimulate the economy for home ownership. So for you, what you need to do is reach out to them and say, hey, I'm loving to work with first-time home buyers. Let me ask, do you have any programs that are going on right now that I can educate my buyer on that then we can potentially do business together? And they'll tell you, yeah, absolutely. We have a program and maybe it's $5,000 in your market. Maybe it's up to $10,000 if you're in California, or $15,000, depending on what that local area is. And it can help with down payment assistance. It could help with appraisal. It could help with closing costs, whatever that lender says is allowable, but talk to that lender. And then after you talk to that lender, there's going to be lenders that say, yes, absolutely, we have this program. So then what do? You go to social media and you say, hey, I'm looking for some first-time home buyers. If you had a program that can help you with down payment assistance and you have at least a 620 credit score, would you buy a home? Just see all the people that says yes. People are gonna say yes, 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 yes. And when they say yes, then you DM them and you say, hey, I have a program that is great for you. When do you have opportunity to hop on a call with me in the next day? This program will not be around long, but it is an opportunity for us to get you a home and not have to come up with the full amount because there is federal grants out there. The second way that I would go and start generating leads is I would reach out to a top producing agent that is already at my brokerage. It doesn't matter what brokerage that you're at, there's probably somebody that's already out there that is focused on listings, that has been around the business for 5+ years, that has a lot of repeat and referral, and they're getting these listings. And yes, in today's market, they're selling right away. But what you want to do ideally is, even though the listing was potentially under contract already, I would still try to do a open house on it. Again, if this house has been under contract, let me put the disclaimer in there because people will always get crazy in the comments. Now, if this house has been under contract already for a week, even 3 days, it might be a little tough to do it. Now, if this house gets listed on Friday and now they're going through negotiations and showings, I'm gonna try to reach out to that agent that's in my office and say, hey, Sunday morning, can I host an open house on your listing? Because even though they're going back and forth, this could be an opportunity for you to hold an open, and maybe then if someone else comes through there and they say, oh my God, I love this home, we're thinking about offering on this home, and that house goes under contract maybe that morning or whatever else, this is a way for you to pick up a buyer and someone who's, exactly what they're interested in. So then you say, hey, this house, unfortunately, we didn't want to just close it down because we knew that there's a lot of people that were already out there and traveling and looking for the property. But if you are interested in a home just like this, I would love to find you one just like this, or I might be able to know some more that are coming on the market. They're gonna say, yeah, like, here's my email, right? And just let me know. So then what do? You then go to the third way of what I would say, which is circle prospecting. So this is a great segue in transitioning into this. Think about it. Whenever there is a property that is listed and goes under contract, either one, in any neighborhood that you are selecting. So what I love about this and what I learned early on about circle prospecting, what's so great about it is it gives you the opportunity to work with whoever you want to. A lot of the times when we're buying leads from Zillow or Realtor.com or internet leads, wherever they're coming from, we don't have the opportunity to choose how qualified is the buyer. But if we are circle prospecting, and for anyone who does not know what circle prospecting is, basically what you're going to do is if a property goes listed or if it just goes under contract, you're going to call within that subdivision or around that property, and you're going to call up the neighbors, and there's softwares out there that will allow you to do this. Now, the best one that I love is probably RedX. From what I have experienced, RedX is great, and then you also need a dialer with it. But anyway, if you use RedX, that's gonna allow you to be able to basically not have to hand pick and put all the numbers in there. You'll be able to have a dialer. And so basically what you just say, if you're wondering what exactly do I say, if you want me to create another video with the script of what exactly I would say when I'm circle prospecting, let me know, leave a comment below, and I'll create a whole nother video on that. So those are 3 ways so far. First off, I would find a lender, not just any lender. I would preferably find somebody at a bank that I know that deals with a lot of federal grants and programs. Think of any big bank in your area. Number 2 is I would host open houses, and the way that I would find these open houses is I would go to my brokerage and I would find a top producing agent. If there's not a top producing agent that you're comfortable with or you can't find it, find a builder. That's a pro tip for you. Find a builder. Builders always want people to sit in their opens, but make sure that you're not doing it at something. If your average home price is $400,000, make sure that you're not doing it at something that's $900,000 to $1 million, because what might happen is you might not get any traffic, right? So find some place that's a highly trafficked area in your market. Now, number 3 is I would do a lot of circle prospecting. I would find the properties. You can find any property that just sold, and all you're doing is you're calling up the neighborhood, wanting to inform them that a property just sold. Here is the value that you think it went under contract, and you could probably guess on this. If it went under contract within, now you could call up the agent and say, hey, I'm about to list the property right in your area. Let me ask you, what did your home sell for? And they might not tell you the exact, but they would say, pretty close to listing, right? They'll give you a little bit of nuggets, but this is also a way that you can start to shoot the shit with them, right? Excuse my language, but they'll start to know who you are. They'll start to know that you're an agent that's in the area, that's out here hunting. So then when they see you again on a transaction and you call them up, you're saying, hey, Kayla, they're like, oh, hey, right? And they're like, yeah, so how did that go? Did you get your listing? And this is how you start to build rapport with other agents. So keep that in mind. Number 4, I would focus on Facebook and lead generation off of Facebook. Now, I'll say with that, you should have a pretty robust CRM. Now for me and my brokerage, we have a CRM that's one of the top of the line. So it gives you the ability to have landing pages and squeeze pages. So basically when someone clicks on it, they can look at 2 pictures, 5 pictures, 10 pictures. But then if they want to keep looking, this makes them put in their information. When they put in their information, it then goes to the back end of your CRM. So you continuously drip and follow up with them, right? So this is something that I would definitely encourage you to have. It doesn't matter what CRM that you use, but you want to have something that allows you to leverage your time. We all know that the world of lead generation today, you got to be responded within 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And if you can't do it, you probably need someone on your team to do it, or you need a system in place, right? People don't build businesses, systems really build businesses. So keep that in mind. So I would focus on lead generations through Facebook ads, and also you can even focus on lead generation through organic traffic. So what do I mean by that? You can say, hey guys, I put together the top 10 tips of how to get your home ready to sell in the springtime. Put that in a landing page. So this has nothing to do with Facebook ads, but put that in a landing page, put in their information, and you could do this through your LinkedIn, that you could do this through your Facebook, and there's so many other pro tips of what I want to give to you all, but let's start simple. Right? If you want me to make another video about that, go ahead, drop it below, and I'll make another video about how I would do this all organically. But I think for paid ads, especially if you have a robust CRM that's going to help you with that lead generation, I don't know if there's anything better because it allows you to scale. The biggest thing though is make sure that you are not buying leads and you cannot service them on the back end. You don't have an email system, you don't have CRM, you don't have anything to follow up with these people. And so what that means is so many of your leads that you've paid for wind up slipping through the crack. Because a lot of the times when people put in an inquiry on Zillow or Realtor.com or wherever else it might be, they get overwhelmed within that first 5 minutes because everybody's calling them. And if you're the first person that calls, you could probably get through. But a lot of the times they don't even put their real number. So how you'll break through is by the follow-up, right? They say the average person is probably doesn't respond for 7, 8, 9 times. So for you, make sure that you have something in place where you can have 7, 8, 9 touches, and then you can give them something of value too, so they know that you're different, because that's how you'll stand out. So that's number 4. All right, now we've covered the first 4. And number 5. Number 5 is an oldie, but definitely a goodie. What is that? That is reaching out to your sphere. First off, when you call just to check on someone, you're building, again, rapport relationship with them. Hey, it's just reaching out. I wanted to see how's everything going. Now, before you do this, pro tip, look at their social media. A lot of times they might have shared something of their kids, or they might have shared something of a funny joke, or they maybe have lost somebody earlier, and come from a place of empathy or come from a place of excitement whenever you're talking to them, right? And say, hey, oh my God, I seen that your son was just playing in that basketball game. You know, I'm out of town this weekend coaching my kid in basketball. So how many tournaments have you all played? Has it been crazy? Get the talking going, right? Show them that you care. And then in the end, you know, they're going to say, oh, everything's great. You know, what's up with you nowadays? What, you know, I'm still in real estate. Yeah. How's the market? You know, I'm glad you asked. I've been really doing well in the market. The market's going great. Of course, it's great for sellers right now. They're getting so many offers over asking price. They're all ecstatic, but buyers, it's a little bit more challenging, that I got to do a little bit more work on my end, but you know, I've never been afraid of hard work. So everything all in all is well. I'm really looking to see if you know anybody else that's a buyer or a seller. I have people on both sides. I have sellers that, they're about to put their house on the market. So I want to try to help. And especially if you know anyone who's maybe just gotten pre-approved or thinking about buying a house, if I can help them get an off-market deal, that would be great. Or even if you know someone who is looking to maybe sell soon, I want to be able to help them as well. If you are looking to buy or sell, or if you know anyone else, but you know that I would love to be of service. So I just wanted to call, check in on you, see if you maybe knew anyone. Leave it at that. They're gonna say, you know what, I do or I don't, whatever it is. Okay, no worries. Well, I'm gearing up for a client appreciation party here within the next 3 months, 6 months, however it is. Maybe you say when COVID opens up, and I would love for you to be a part of that because you're one of my VIP clients. So just keep me in mind if you would, and then also be on the lookout for that invitation. And I can't wait to see you again. Hopefully COVID, or depending on when you're watching this, maybe it's no COVID, but you say, I would love to see you there, right? Just leave it at that. So those are my top 5 ways. I think it just about covers everything. Now, you might be someone who you say, you know what, I'm looking to do expireds, I'm looking to do cancels. All those things are still very valuable, and they're still very low hanging fruit, right? Because especially if sellers, they don't know how to market their property, there's a lot of buyers out there. You having access to the MLS as well, it really helps you. But again, if you were asking me, Casanova, what are your top 5 ways that you would recommend for someone to get started right now in lead generating? I think that all 5 of those ways will help you to start lead generating, not in the next 6 months, not in the next 6 weeks, but I would say even in the next 24 hours. You just got to put the work in. Remember, in the dream we trust, but if you do not take action, it will only merely be a fantasy. We'll see you on the next one. By the way, if you are loving anything about this and you feel like you're getting value, I want to ask you, smash that like button so the YouTube guys can encourage me to keep making more videos like this. So again, if you're getting any value out of this, smash that like button. Let's show the YouTube gods that we're going to do this together. Let's get back to it.